Friends and fellow travelers, welcome to the Journey Well with day 18 of the Friendship and Community Challenge, which is all about looking at ways we want to engage in community and in friendships, what we want out of community and friendships. And today we're looking at what knowledge could I mentor others in? On the surface, this feels a little bit weird because we don't always think of ourselves as being mentors, but mentorship isn't so complex. It's simply having proficiency, having competency in something that we can then help someone who has maybe less or little competence in, that has a desire to learn. So it doesn't mean being a professional coach or a teacher. It simply means what qualities do you have? What knowledge, what experience do you have that would bring value to somebody else? The Empress. Funny card, but not funny. It's an interesting card. That's a better way to say it. The Empress on the surface, what knowledge do I have? You would think of the divine feminine. That's my knowledge that I have to mentor others in. Yes and no. So first, yes, to men, there is a need to connect with the Empress inside yourself. This is compassion. This is connection. This is, even creativity. Like, this is the more sensitive version of ourselves, which is very important because if we just are all masculine, if we're all drive assertiveness, we can lose the connection with others. And that is vital. Otherwise, we're just warriors charging into battle. The other bit of this is birthing something into this world. This is creation. This is taking a plan that you have and making it manifest in the world. This Empress is pregnant and she's creating, right? So from that perspective, one of the ways that I mentor people from my knowledge is the knowledge that I've gained over trial and error, over healing, over, having all these ideas and taking action on this one and not on this one and taking action on this one, but then failing and going over here and being so distracted by all, I look at all the stars on her crown and I think of those as ideas. That many ideas, are swirling around my head at any time and your head potentially too. And it's that idea of one of them can be birthed right now. Taking action on one thing, that's one of the ways that I mentor people. One of the ways that I take my knowledge from experience and mentor people. So in my coaching and mentoring practice, as I'm a certified strategic interventionist, one of the things that I do is try and help people simplify all of the ideas that they have, and that paralysis by analysis, that frozen because I don't know what path to take, and just strip it down to a very simple, actionable star. And then we're going to take action on that star, and that will lead to another and another. So this is birthing into life actionable steps, going from the mental dreamscape to the physical world in the simplest possible way. And that might look really difficult for somebody and very simple to another based on where you're standing. And in love too, she's almost holding the sharing stick. It's my turn to talk. And in our family, our motto is own your shit. And so that's almost like what she's doing right here is own your shit. And it's a loving, compassionate expression. It doesn't sound like it, but it really is, because if there's a fight, I will deal with it, but I'm going to deal with each party individually. I'm going to say, what was your part in this fight? What was your part in this fight? What could you have done differently? What could you have done differently? And it's not really well received at first. But the only way we can take meaningful action and heal these ruptured relationships is first by looking at our part in it and figuring out what we can do differently, what we did to lead up to certain instigation, what we did that we could have pulled away from the fight to not make it escalate so far. And both people were guilty in this situation. So my mentorship also brings that, is helping people take ownership of their part, because at the end of the day, whether the relationship continues or ends, they're left with what they can do and what they can control. And I really like to bring that in because, when the Empress is giving birth to whatever it is, maybe there's a doula, maybe there's a doctor, maybe there's an OBGYN that's helping them birth it, but it is her that is birthing this thing into the world. So taking ownership of that and being like, I'm taking advice from people, but this is my journey. This is me pushing this into existence. And it's a battle. It's a painful struggle. I can't say that because I've never given birth, but I know that from my wife's experience that it's not a pleasant experience of like, oh yeah, I just felt like I was walking through a field of daffodils. Anyway, that's one of the things. That's many of the ways in which I mentor people. It's that knowledge of how to bring love and compassion into certain environments so that you can be assertive with yourself, so you can be really honest with yourself, so you can figure out what pivots need to be made and take that action. So if you're in that position, this channel is very much centered around that and modeling that. So hopefully you can do that for yourself too, because I'm telling you, this is how I've empowered myself to have any success in my life, to even survive it, to be honest. So hopefully this is meaningful to you. Hopefully you're getting reflections out of this and finding some neat things. Neat. Ew. I said neat. I'm 39 and I said neat. Hopefully you're finding some cool things out about yourself and some empowering next steps to take. And until next time, journey well, my friends.